as well. Look at that. Typical Craig.
Here comes playing. Oh my word! Absolutely magnificent. Reed! He rose so high! Touched the sky! Two on down! 3-2 up! It's meant to be! It's surely meant to be! It's there to
Be a long night. Paquetá, he's played it through. A point's in. It's up for grabs now. He's done it.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the West Ham Review. And as you can see, I've got the noted Budgie with me, as always. Good evening,
Thank you,
sir.
Tom.
How are
Good
you?
evening to you, mate. I feel a little uncomfortable. I'm usually the other side of you. Hang on, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Hang on,
No,
look.
keep yourself there. It's quite comfortable. Keep where you are. It's
No,
comfortable.
bugger that. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. Can't do it. It's all right when I got Kieran with me, but like when I'm with you and this is your channel, just because that happened, just because I was the first one in the studio, I know. Good evening to you, sir. I'm very well. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, not too bad at all, mate. I mean, obviously, just getting used to this new job role at the moment, and
Yeah.
I already told you about a few things behind the scenes there, but other than that, yeah, all good, mate. And yeah, back in 5:45 tomorrow morning, it all starts all over again.
Yeah, so it's not going to be a super long one tonight then.
Try not to, but you know how we go.
But you know how it goes. I just want to say there are so many people chatting, son, and they've been chatting for about 40 minutes now. So they're relentless and they are loyal, and thank them all. Let's say hello to some of them, mate.
As always, I mean, yeah, love the people in the chat, as we all know. And we're starting off with our good old friend Harry, and he's got the cherries there. And he's saying, what's next? The championship, of course. Yes. We'll talk about that shortly, because obviously the title is Halloween came early to the London Stadium. What's next? Usual, good evening to yourself as well. Hope you're doing well. And good evening to Danny Rumsey as well. And he's saying, smash a like and subscribe, please. Thank you very much, Danny. It looks like, I think, is that Leeds? I can't see too well with my eyes. Yeah, it's Leeds. And thanks for coming in, Danny. Look forward to your comments as well in this. As always, my number one, Rob. Good evening to yourself, mate. Hope you're doing very well. He's saying, with Halloween around the corner, I think we all witnessed the horror show at the weekend. Left back at right back and vice versa. Recognised striker didn't get off the bench despite us being behind. Hashtag let's keep the faith. And he's also said, and sorry, good evening, Gaffer and all. Thank you, mate.
Oh, yeah. He's your goalkeeper, yeah? That's what you mean by always your number one, yeah?
Yeah. I've had some good keep.
I'm pretty sure the wife understands what you mean when you say that, doesn't she? Wow, that looks really nice.
Yeah.
Sorry. My other half is trying on some clothes, and she's got this beautiful blue dress, and it looks really nice on you, darling. Really nice.
Nice,
yeah,
yeah.
so good evening so far, everybody so far. Go on, carry on, mate. I'll let you carry on.
Good evening to Stephanie, and she's saying, good evening, Tony, in the chat. Hope you're doing well. And this threw me off because I see his name. It's there, and Brendan changed it around. And he's, good evening, Brendan. Hi, Ton, Budgie, and Kieran. Kieran will hopefully be joining us at some point as the show goes on. As we know, he's probably still in Betty Bye-Bye land at the moment.
Yeah, he at this current time, it's about 4 a.m. It's about 4 a.m. for him at the moment.
So he'll join us at some point.
So yeah, I think he said it would probably be around about 9-ish.
No worries.
Oh, actually, no, it's probably more like 5 now for him.
Okay.
So he'd be getting up, he'd be looking at the kettle, you know.
Getting them coffees in. He's also said after Halloween it's All Saints Day, where we should all be going to the graves of our past loved ones. Great shout. And obviously, as we know, Trill is my esteemed colleague.
Well, yeah, it should actually come up with Budgie, but somehow it's come up with my other handle on there. I don't know how that ever got on there. So,
That's, we know it's you, mate, anyway. And he's also saying evening to Harry and Mr. Usual. And good evening, Stephen. Hope you're doing well. Evening, all.
evening,
And
Stephen.
good evening to I Am Titanium. Pleasure to see you as always. And also, good evening to Michael Rose. He's saying hello to them as well.
Good evening, Michael. Nice to see you again, mate. It's been a while.
Richard Anthony, evening all. Hope everyone is well. Coming, you irons. Yeah, we're doing well, mate. I mean, obviously, it's all the others that gets to us. And he's also saying liked and subscribed. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that.
Excellent stuff. Thank you, Richard.
Brendan saying, yeah, as usual, you're back to your real name tonight.
Yeah.
He's like you, Budge. Like you say the same thing. Don't understand why it's happened because it should say usual suspect. So maybe the same. YouTube's doing this as always.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really weird.
I have techno fear myself. And there's very good evening, all you beautiful people. Come on, you irons. Evening, Joanne. Hope you're doing well. How's things for yourself? And also, everyone's saying hello to us as well. Very nice as always.
Yeah. See, Michael Rose, I remember that name from ages ago, and I never realised that was you, Usual. Weird, isn't it? Absolutely weird. That's YouTube for you, mate.
Smash a like and subscribe. Thank you, Danny. Good evening to Words and Pictures. And he says, musical chairs, do we all have to move? Yeah, Budgie starts it, and where we go.
Yeah, you know.
Big up to Iron Disciple. Hope you're doing well.
Evening, Iron.
And everyone. Aces, good evening to yourself. Hope you're doing well.
Aces, how are you, son?
Iron Disciple say, laid up watching with a shoulder and neck injury that's worse than I thought it was going to be. Have to do physical therapy and possible surgery. Blimey, Iron, what have you done to yourself? That's not good, is it? Sorry to hear that, mate. Hope it's not too serious and it sorts itself out sooner rather than later. Ace is asking Kim's dress, is it a bubble dress, Budgie?
No, it's not a bubble dress, but I think she would look lovely in a bubble dress. Especially if it was made out of bubble wrap. Probably
good
evening,
Ray. I was going to say, yeah, same coming around in a minute. Good evening, Ray. Yeah, look, I mean, XTube are doing something here. Look, Ray Burke, XG 8 years. Is he 8 years old? Does that show his true age? Weird. Ramando, yeah, look, Brendan saying the same thing. All of our handles are changed throughout the night, it seems. Yeah, what's YouTube? Must be YouTube. I thought it was me. It seems others as well are having problems.
Yeah, what's going on with it?
Yeah, weird stuff.
It's really weird.
Good evening, Colin. Hope you're doing well. Good evening, Tony and Budgie, you wonderful gentlemen. Always a pleasure being in your company. If we lose tomorrow night,
coming up as an at instead of their handles. Like mine should be a Budgie. Mine comes up as at Trill 1701, and everybody else's. So like Tom Linsky, I mean that's frog in a well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So weird, isn't it? Weird.
Colin's saying if we lose tomorrow night, he would be conceding that we'll be relegated. For we need a miracle, and I don't think we're far off.
Well, I think the thought of even drawing tomorrow night is absolutely frightful. Tomorrow for us, I mean, I think we're in the position now where every single point is absolutely vital to us, and we can't afford to drop another point for as long as possible. We need to be on an average by Christmas. We need to be on an average of at least a point a game. Like Kieran was saying last night, if we don't hit that target come January, nobody will want to come to us. The players that we have that are going to get offers on will want to go. We're going to be left with literally just the under 21s and the players that we won't let go. Like your Bowens and whatever. But we're going to be in terrible trouble if we don't start picking up points and soon.
Yeah. Let me just pick up a couple of other chat, and then we're going to about
Yeah.
the game on Monday. Good evening to Peelia Tom, and he's saying happy Thursday, everybody in the chat. Enjoy the next 24 hours. Not wrong there. And as we said, Tom Linsky being Frog. Good evening, gentlementals. How are we doodling?
Yeah.
Well, we're doing all right so far. It's tomorrow will be the interesting. No, you're welcome, mine. As long as you're okay, mate. That's the key thing for me. You're not unique usual. Look at Frog. That's not even his real name. Harry saying, is Marco Rose Mickey the Chelsea Red Boy?
Shit.
Good evening to all you wonderful ladies and gentlemen. Always a pleasure joining you in the chats from Colin. Harry saying, yeah, much love to Iron as well. Harry, it's usual. Yeah, of course. Tom saying, or Frog saying, don't know what this name malarkey is all about. YouTube and shenanigans as always. And everyone's saying hello to each other. Thanks, Harry. Fucking Red Boy. Rosie, of course, talks about blaming the Alzheimer's. Yeah. And Danny's saying it'll be a tough game tomorrow, either draw or 1-0 either way from a Leeds fan. I think this is the thing, Dan. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's at home. You should be supporting your boys. Farker's got them playing something at the moment, but at the same, we're desperate to get something out. And as Budgie just said, if we can nick a point, do we class it as being a bonus?
Well, no, I think tomorrow we have to get 3 times because there's no way. Like Frog says in a minute, a couple of comments down, he says there's no way we're getting a point a game out of the Christmas fixtures. And looking at it, the way we're playing, he's bloody right. And it's a frightening thought because, the second half of the season is going to be vital to us. Now, it's going to be absolutely life and death to us. Life in the Premier League or, death by championship. What next?
And this is the worrying thing. Let me just kind of catch up with these. We'll talk about that game. I mean, I ended up with saying, please let there be a win tomorrow. I'll wake up in pain. West Ham makes me hurt more. Please get us a win. And when you look at it, mate, I mean, I did the watch along on Monday. And the first 10, 15 minutes, we didn't look too bad. We was playing some decent football at certain points. But, the problem we've got at the moment, we're not consistent enough. And we saw that where I think it's like 25 minutes onwards, I say. We started to see Brentford kind of push more on. There was kind of winning corners hand over fist. Fortunate enough, we could deal with it. We managed to deal with it. But if you was a Brentford fan, I would be peed off more than anything else because the amount of chance
we weren't even winning 70-30 balls in our favour.
No, I mean, and this is...
And that's ridiculous. We should be at least trying to get 50-50 balls, and we weren't anywhere near that.
No.
Even the balls that were in our favour, like they were getting first to them, and we absolutely looked pedestrian. And I think it was Gio that said that, first of all. And I absolutely agree with it. It may have been Gonzo, I don't know which. But one of them said that we absolutely looked pedestrian in that first half, particularly. We were, after the first sort of 9-11 minutes, we just looked pedestrian. And then in the second half, it just fell apart completely.
Totally.
There was just no cohesion. And it was just so shameful to watch, I mean, I must admit, I was playing darts, and like I said, I didn't watch the whole game, but I did try to keep up with the game as much as I could. And I really, in the second half, I thought, I've just seen enough now. And it was just on in the background. And I just went, look, I've had enough of this. And then I just started watching the other lads playing darts.
Yeah.
I was chatting to Kimmy and, we were watching the others play darts because even she didn't want to watch the game after the first half. It was like, what's the point? They're not even trying. There was no effort. There was no desire. There was no playing for the badge. Even Jared Bowen was guilty of that, I'm afraid. You know.
You saw a standardised thing across the board, didn't you? I mean, before we go on that, the question I want to ask you: what did you make of the team lineup when it was announced?
I thought to myself, is he under the impression this is a pre-season friendly or something? When I do like Ollie Scholes, but to start him in a must-win 6-pointer, even at this stage of the season, it's exactly what that game was.
Mm.
And to play him cold, basically, because he ain't had no minutes this season so far.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, mate.
So to play him cold, I felt was really, really, really damaging for the poor lad. And it was worrying for all of us because we knew what the end result was going to be. He's a good player, but is he quality, Premier League quality? None of us actually believe that he is yet. Getting there. But he's not quite there. You know what I mean, son.
Yeah, mate. I mean, I think you're right what you're saying. To put him in a game like this when we needed something.
Yeah,
do you think because obviously what's going on in the background, was that kind of a token gesture to try and think, well, we do that, that's kind of a pleasing the fans because we're playing one of the youngsters?
Who knows, mate? I mean, look, the thing is, they're going to try all sorts, aren't they, to appease the fans because of the protests and everything that's going on. They're going to try and detract away from that as much as they can. I'm not sure that blooding him in that game the way they did, not blooding him because he'd already had Premier League experience, but by giving him cold minutes, really. Basically, he's had no senior minutes all this season. And by putting him in cold, I felt was really unfair to the boy. Really, really, really unfair to the rest of the team when you've got Juice sitting there, ready to go, chomping at the bit, right? And then you look further up the pitch and you've got Irvine. And you think, what? How the hell did that happen? Why did that happen? Because he's no quicker than... Mate, do you know what? I reckon Alan Brazil would be just as quick as him on the pitch at the moment. I'm serious.
No,
the guy's got no pace.
I mean, the way I saw it like this, I think my taking of it was maybe he was looking at Irvin and Souček to be the aerial winners in the middle of the park. But
I get that. I get that.
Maybe he was trying to counter Brentford, but that's the only thing I could see in that. But other than that,
I mean, look, you play Souček or Irvine if you want that. You don't play them both.
No, there should have been a balance.
And to be fair, if you're going to go with any of the youth, instead of putting young Scholes in, why not Potts in with Souček? Now I know a lot of people have been critical of Potts, but the fact is that boy has shown nothing but professionalism, determination, and loyalty to this club.
Totally.
We're lacking that last bit a lot in this club right now. I'm pretty sure Jared Bowen's got a certain amount of loyalty, but £100 million gets thrown in his direction. He ain't going to stay here, is he?
Who knows, mate? Who knows? This will be the interesting thing. I mean, the funny part about it is with the Scholes situation, the fact that he played Cole Walker-Peters on the left and Scholes on the right. That is the other thing I couldn't get my head around either. Colin's saying he enjoyed the interview that Gonzo did with Bill Gardner, Paul Colborne today. I'll have to have a look at that and see that myself.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Danny's saying if we beat you tomorrow, that puts us 11 points ahead of you, I think. Jesus. And that just shows you the divide if that is the case. And Forest have gone 1-0 up against Porto by the looks of it. Unsample says, I thought we were looking pretty good 5 to 10 minutes into it. As soon as the corner started coming, I could tell it was going to be coming to him.
Yeah.
He's also said, Big Bill and Bubs were on Gonzo's show, legends. Nice.
Cool.
Brendan says, we play better, get better results away from the London Stadium. That is the only hope I have for tomorrow. Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we all know that Ellen Road is a fortress to go to. If you want to go there and get points, you've got to be. You can't be West Ham at the moment. You can't be toothless. You got to go up there as Tigers, mate. You've got to, because Ellen Road is one of the worst stadiums to play in for intimidation factor. Don't get me wrong; it's a great stadium. I've been there a couple of times. And I believe it's been, rejuvenated recently as well. So, which is a nice thing because it's a good stadium. It's a proper football stadium. It's one of the old school ones. It's a great stadium.
And considering they was going to get rid of Parker last season as well. And,
but the intimidation factor in that stadium plays a huge part. Even teams like Liverpool and that ain't going to be getting it easy there. So we've got to go up there basically, with our shoulders back and our teeth showing, and we've got to really go for it, because if we don't, they're going to eat us alive up there. I mean, our supporters will always, our away supporters will always be there, and they will always be loud, proud, and in the face. Always.
Yeah.
But when you've got 50-odd thousand Leeds fans doing exactly that as well, it does kind of get a little bit lost in translation.
True.
But we know that if we're seeing something nice on the pitch, we're going to hear it in the stands.
Yeah.
So let's just hope that, they give us our lot, something to shout about and keep the Leeds fans quiet.
True.
But not likely.
Sorry, I'm just watching here. They're just showing you some of it, Phil, on Sky Sports, and you can see how it affected in there, because you were saying about obviously, getting a win, and especially for being at home as well. We need to give something to the fans, he's saying. So at least he's recognising it, because I think he's the only one that's kind of, in certain respects, giving something a little bit. Usual saying here, West Ham Fan TV are asking, is Sullivan blocking Wilson from playing to save money? Because I alluded to this the other day when I heard it as well.
I mentioned it last night.
A paper play. So when you look at something like that, it's it is kind of frustrating, because who else is there at the moment? I mean, don't get me wrong, we all want to see
and the thing is, you could see Callum Wilson's frustration last night, Monday night, when he put Marshall on. The camera was on Wilson for a moment. He took his boots off and threw them onto the floor.
Yeah, it's wrong, isn't it? It's wrong.
Why are you doing that to a player of that ability, and why are you not using him? It can only be because it's come from above. Can only be. That can't be a footballing decision, surely.
This is the thing, isn't it? And that's, if that is the case, then that just shows what state we are. I've
got to be honest. Given the choice, if they said to me, if you said to me, right, we're 78 minutes into the game, we've got a choice of Mikel Antonio or Callum Wilson, who do we put on? I would pick Callum Wilson, because I know that he will give everything to put that ball in the onion bag. Everything. Antonio will get about, fuck around, protect his injuries. Callum Wilson won. Mikel Antonio's a bulldog, but Callum Wilson's a pit bull. He'll go in head first, and he won't worry about the consequences.
True.
you know.
I
And
mean,
that's the kind of player we need right now. And he's not getting bloody used. It's frustrating.
It is frustrating. I mean, like Andy Sark was saying here about usual thing. I would not be surprised in a new special on Sullivan and Brady at Birmingham. He said if Sullivan doesn't like the lineup, he gets his hands in and changes it. No lie. Will Nuno put up with that? Because we saw how he was with Marinakis at Forest. So I don't know if
No, he won't put up with that, mate.
No.
He won't put up with that.
Yeah, Frog's saying, yet the club and media have the gall to make ticket holders feel bad for not turning up. The brass neck of it. How about sort of the fucking product they're selling? And this is the thing, Budge.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you? I mean, obviously you're doing darts. What did you think when the camera went around the stadium? Do you think the boycott did enough? Because there was some empty white seats around, but
if I had to write a resignation letter and that stadium was the keyboard, I'd have been fucked. There'd have been loads of letters missing. Loads of them. There was a lot of seats empty.
Yeah,
they weren't all clumped together. They made sure of that. They absolutely made sure of that. And I think some of the top tier seating was emptier because they were brought down to make the lower tier look better.
Yeah. Probably said the old say the media, don't kind of pan the camera up too much.
Too much, yeah, because we need to bring everyone down. I'm pretty sure. And, I have seen one or two images of big patches of empty seats. So, yeah. But the thing is, even still, I just want to say, it made its point because everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
So it made its point.
So at least it did something. I mean, obviously on your show last night with Kieran, I did mention about Fulkrug and they had some kind of serious twitch going on because the camera panned on him and all he was doing was this. And I think, what's he doing there? But I don't know. Maybe he's got a neck injury. I don't know, mate. But again,
it's weird because her ladyship does that, but she clicks her neck every time she does it. So maybe he was doing that, or he was having some kind of some kind of seizure or something. I don't know.
It just seemed weird, but I thought so. And the thing was, the camera didn't pan away; it just stayed there watching him doing it. That was the best part, So make that.
Yeah.
Colin's saying if Nuno didn't want to play Diouf, he should have played Aaron Wan-Bissaka rather than Scholes. Someone said, is it because of the AFCON? Is it kind of preparing the team ready for the AFCON? Because
that was also mentioned, wasn't it? Yeah. In fact, somebody mentioned that in the chat last night. Would that have been you?
No, I think it would have been someone else.
All right, okay. But somebody did mention that, and actually it had me thinking for a little while. And I did forget to respond to it fully. And in response to it, there is a good shout there. I mean, there is a good chance that Nuno, because of him having been he had connections with international football himself, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So he probably understands the necessity for players, A, to be fit for those competitions, and B, for the team back home to be prepared for life without those players. So, like in that respect, Nuno's got actually in quite a good position because he's allowing, he's got that, that extra knowledge of having been involved in international setups. That he can understand both sides of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think there is some element of accuracy, let's say, in that theory, but how accurate, I'm not sure, and how deep that would run in the decisions, I don't know. It may just be that he thought it was going to be a much easier game than it was, and thought he would run out a few players he hasn't used yet.
Possibly. I mean, like as Iron Disciple says here, if I was Nuno, I'd been training the crap out of the youth players and Guilherme. Because obviously you turn up late from international duty, that's why he didn't feature. If he can harness some accuracy out of the kid, he already has the speed, he just gets too fast, make him a striker. which he is also touted as being. So that's a good point.
Do you know something? Like for me, I've had a look at Guilherme in the short spells that we've seen him, and I think he's a very, very talented Pablo Fornals.
Mm.
That's what I see him as. When he's a bit more mature and he's settled down in his game, he'll be like Pablo Fornals was. 1 minute he'll be there, and the next minute he'll be over there, and the next minute he'll pop up with an assist or a goal. That's the kind of player Guilherme is, but more talented than Fornals.
It's got to be given a chance.
That's what I would picture him as. If I was the coach, that's what I'd be looking at him as. A number 8, basically.
Going on about Irvin and obviously Suchik for the midfield area. Frog's coming in with Jimmy Greaves would be as quick, and he's in an urn.
Oh God! I thought I was doing Alan Brazil an injustice, but fucking hell! Oh.
Harry's saying there's a 10-year-old content creators on YouTube that are better qualified than the fucking mugs doing social media for West Ham. The pricks. Yeah.
Even young Jake is more qualified.
Exactly, mate, exactly. Pierre Thompson coming with Potts and Kante can start midfield as well. There you go. See, we've got options. We have got some.
Yeah, Potts, Kante. Yeah, actually, quite a few of the pundits have, said that Kante is a very decent prospect. Yeah.
Hopefully, bleed them in the right way. Harry's agreed with you. Look, Elaroda Fortress, the Olympic Stadium is a bouncy castle. Oi, take your fucking shoes off.
Nice one, Harry. That's brilliant.
That stadium is a fortress, intimidating for sure. Yeah, definitely is. Yeah. Harry's obviously answered the same question. Is that a big blunt, Budge?
Well, it's not a very big one, but yeah.
Medicinal, as we say on this channel.
Yeah.
Peter Latom also says we can't defend the high balls, so push the back four high up and hope we can cover the ball over the top. Yeah. I mean, the interesting thing on the game on Monday, and I don't know if you saw some of it yourself, we're not exactly gifted with tall players up top and out on the wings, are we?
No.
So why did we launch the ball long all the time, and for Brentford just to kind of eat it up every single time? I just didn't, see the point of doing that. It was just hoofball, and it was coming back to us straight away.
It was very reminiscent of Big Sam. Although we had bigger players up there at that point, but it was very reminiscent of the tactics of Sam.
Yeah.
Get the ball up top and let them deal with it. Keep the ball away from defence.
Yeah, we rely on Paqueta to do that.
Yeah. But the thing is, he wants the defenders, and including the keeper, to play the ball on the ground. Which is really weird. And you see him shouting at Areola the other day for hoofing the ball up top. And he was shouting at him for doing it. So I don't think it's all in his tactics. I think sometimes that's just the player going, I need to get rid of it.
Yeah. Panic.
I've done it myself. We've all done it out of frustration.
True.
Especially when you're on the team that's losing it every week.
Yeah. When you're down the bottom, mate, hitting open is hopefully the best option. From saying, Budge, your plentiful pins are getting bigger. Colin says there is talk we need 100 millions, so that is more worrying than Sullivan. We'll sell Paqueta and Bowen. So I've heard this as well. Actually, they're coming out with that same old chestnut again, Budge. If we're going to buy anyone in the January window, we've got to sell first. We ain't got no money.
Yeah, but that's kind of been, the rhetoric for the last 8 years, 9 years, minimum of 8 or 9 years. We've got to sell before we can buy. And then all of a sudden we've spent 150 million and sold 45 quid's worth of players. Well, hang on, what? Yeah, well, we didn't say how much we had to sell them for. We just had to sell them. All right, okay. So, how much faith do you have in this? We've got to sell before we can buy things. But then it is Sullivan we're talking about. And one day, that little bastard who cried wolf is actually going to get eaten by one. So, maybe he ain't got no money. I don't know. I don't know what to believe, Tom. But the fact is that January is going to be so important for us.
Yeah.
If we ain't anywhere near 14th, 15th by January, we're fucked. We're doomed.
I think so.
We're 17th and down further. We're doomed.
It's not looking good, is it? There's no two ways about it. Good evening, Pepsi. He's saying if Ellen Road is a fortress, what does that make the London Stadium? A windy house? And he's also saying evening. Man. Iron says, I'm starting a band surrounded by love of fast and heavy music on West Ham. It's a band called False 9. When we get the 4 songs out, we'll throw it up, trying to get Jeff from the Rejects on it. Sounds
Nice.
Thievery Corporation, cool. Word and Patch is saying Leeds will rightly be thinking they can beat us. It's an early 6-pointer for them. It's a winner, stays up game. Yeah, definitely. Oh, there you go. It's Ray that says it. Like he mentioned the AFCON connection last night. Thank you, Ray.
Yeah.
Word Patch is saying if we do win, it will be luck, moment of skill, not because we have a game plan and style that we've planned.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the music. Frog said they had a wobble against Burnley, though. If we can't get points against with respect, the likes of Brentford or Leeds, we're fucked already. Because, yeah, I mean, we've got Burnley coming up as well, haven't we?
Yeah, and we've got Leeds, Burnley, and
Newcastle.
Got Newcastle. Yeah, in between them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Newcastle are in between Leeds and Burnley.
Yeah.
So we've got a very difficult game at Leeds, no matter what. Even if we went out there like, the team with the trophy win, even with that team, it's still a difficult game at Ellen Road. Everyone struggles at Ellen Road. But it is a winnable game if you approach it the right way. Newcastle, home. Yeah, Newcastle at home. Well, we're doomed, aren't we? Because we're at home. So it's 3 points lost.
I know.
We've got Burnley away.
I mean, obviously, Nuno's looking for his first home win, so hopefully, he's sooner rather than later. Pepsi says, not been a good evening for Count Emery. And he's laughing at Go Ahead Eagles. Yeah, 2-1 to them. Mind you, could be Aberdeen, though, Pepsi. See, they got slapped 6-0 by AEK Athens.
Wow. I haven't seen much of the results. I know that Liverpool won 5-1 and Chelsea won 5-1 yesterday, didn't they?
They did, yeah. So obviously Liverpool have suddenly kind of burst their bubble now. They've got a win under their belt finally. And the machine that doesn't stop scoring at the moment, Haaland, he scored yet again. So
oh god, yeah.
Which is why,
what is it? 78% of people that play it, that play FPL, that have got him. 78% of people that have got him have him as their captain permanently.
Get the extra points. Colin says Guilherme's best position is regarded. He's saying Guilherme's best position is regarded as a central midfielder. Interesting.
That's what I'm saying. A number 8 for me. He's like a really extremely talented Pablo Fornals. He's got energy. He's got vision. He's got direction about him. He's quite a good player. He was actually a very good choice out of those 3 Brazilians that were on offer at the time. He is actually looking like he is a good choice.
Yeah.
We just got to utilise him correctly, I think.
And I think that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing for me is that, yes, thanks, gents, for letting us know Forrester 1 up. Obviously, Samsung scored 2, Dynamo Kiev nil. Thank you very much for that. Iron says, we need a player that can pour a long-range cannon leg on the other team. Recently, been seeing that as being the kryptonite for many of the bigger teams, long-range shots. Yeah, trying to walk into the net
Yeah.
for most of the teams these days.
Mm.
Frog saying, can't blame Areola for getting the ball as far away as possible with what's in front of him. Even if he could distribute, which he can't, they don't know what the fuck to do with it anyway.
Yeah.
Are we seeing the decline of Max Kilman?
Have we seen a rise?
Maybe the first couple of games.
Yeah, maybe there was some promise there, but then wasn't the same said for Sofiane Feghouli, and he turned out to be kind of mediocre at best. You know, I don't know. Mac, I know completely different positions, but it was just the first one that came to mind. Kilman, I don't know. I've not been impressed with him at all since he's been here. To be fair,
And considering it's a Nuno signed him from when he was at Wolves, etc.
yeah,
He was at fault for the first goal. I mean, the fact of you're the defender, you're taught to header the ball, and he didn't even look to intercept it. He sticks a leg out and literally gifts it to the player. He literally rolls it into his path. It's a basic amateur error, that is, and this is supposed to be a pro player.
yeah, and let's not forget he was captain at Wolves under Nuno, and we did pay £40 million for him, so you would expect a lot better than that. And in fairness, I did actually defend his price tag because I thought that his price tag was reasonable for the player that was offered to us. If you get my drift. And then all of a sudden, instead of looking like a £40 million player, he's looking like a 40 quid player. So what can you do though, mate? You only know you only know about a player from what you've seen him do.
This is
around
true.
other players.
No, it's true, mate. I mean, fun enough, you saying about he defended the 40 million price tag. I kind of banded that he should be the captain rather than Bowen. But I think I've eaten my words. I don't know 10 times over saying it because he don't look like captain material now.
He doesn't. He doesn't even look like first choice material.
No.
He kind of looks like backup to a 36-year-old Craig Dawson.
Well, we'd still rather have him, wouldn't we? We'd still have him, Budge.
That's what I'm saying. Even he's Craig Dawson. He's 34 now, 35, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's about that. I would much rather. I would put so much more faith in the defence if he was in there than any one of our central defenders at the moment. All of our central defenders are championship quality at best.
Well, I think you're kind of praising him a bit too highly there as well, because I mean, look at Tadibo and that. Even though he chopped his locks,
he'd struggle in League One. He would.
Oh man, I mean, again when you look at the second goal, all right, it got chalked off. Fortunately enough,
Yeah.
But the fact that the pair of them literally parted ways for Thiago to go through.
Oh yeah, it was almost like, hang on, where do we build him a path? You know what I mean? Let's let him go. It was ridiculous. It was almost like Mark Noble's goal in his testimonial with Rio Ferdinand and Anton, wasn't it? They both kind of like went, oh yeah, well look, there's a gap, Mark, have a go. You know what I mean? It was almost like that. It was pantomime-ish. It was ridiculous. And I think actually pantomime kind of really does sum up the performance from Monday night.
I mean, it is painful at the moment to be a West Ham fan. There's no two ways about it.
Absolutely.
And I know there's obviously a lot of channels and people in the chat have said it as well, kind of thing. When you think about, mentioning what's behind me and what happened there, compared to this place. And you know,
Yeah.
when you look, we know obviously the problems with the stadium, etc. We've got to look at what's been brought in. I think that's the worst thing for me is that it's the squad are not good enough. Some of the players
Yeah.
are just not good enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, we've got some good individual players, but you'd struggle to fill up more than one hand with them.
Yeah. I mean, what summed it up for me, because I said on Monday, like, you know, I think Nuno realizes now what a job he's got on his hands, because when you see the end of the game and he blew out of his cheeks kind of thing, and that kind of told you, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Fuck
me, I've got some work on my hands.
Oh, mate, I think that's the best sentence there, 100%. I think he thought that. I mean, look, Pepsi just put it in perspective for us again. Remember Forbes' list of the most valuable football teams in the world 2025. Number 18, West Ham at $1.125 billion. No excuses. So to say we ain't got no money.
$1.125 billion. So even if they forgot the billion and the 125 million that comes after it, because that's what that 125 is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 0.125. Yeah, 125 million. That is. So that on its own there would definitely sort out the midfield and the defence. 125 million. You could spend 60 million in defence and you could spend the rest of it in the midfield. You'd have pace in the midfield, you'd have strength in defence, and you could do all of that for just a fraction of the money, for a tenth of that money, basically.
The thing is, mate, I mean, this is saying that, you know, most valuable football teams. But you've got to think, what have we actually got of value? Because we don't actually own the London Stadium. You know, we rent other bits and pieces. So where's all our assets? You know,
I think we still own not Rush Green, the other one,
Chadwell Heath.
Chadwell Heath. I think we own that still. I'm pretty sure we still own that. I'm fairly sure we've got an ownership or part ownership on Rush Green as well. I think that might even be a part ownership, Tone. Other people might know more than I do in the chat, so if you do, please do put it in the chat. I'm fairly sure, but that is it. But that's like, what is that, 6 or 8 porta cabins and a block of showers. So,
well, no, Rush Green, don't
that's
forget,
not worth
you've got the old clubhouse. So there you got, you know, remember there used to be the old Ford's social club. So you've got the actual social club itself. You've got the stadium, which Ford United used to play out of, and then you've got, was it 1, 2? There's 5, if I remember rightly. I think it's 5 outside pitches. One is floodlit, grass floodlit, and then you've got the car park itself. So they've got the facilities in that respects. Is what they've done to it. It'd be the question. That'd be very interesting. You know.
Yeah. What's Colin saying?
He's saying I'd like to see Potts, Magassa, Fernandez in the midfield area for tomorrow.
Yeah. I think Fernandez is still a little bit off, you know, kind of 100% in what I would like to see him doing and being. But yeah, I'd like to see him, and I'd like to see him show what he can do. Because when he was at Southampton, he showed what he could do. He was instrumental in a lot of their games.
True.
You know, he prevented them from taking on more losses than they did.
What do you think about? I mean, obviously, I know people have said he's 5th choice at Brighton, but what do you think? Take a gamble on Eagle?
I think so. I mean, look. You know, if you've got a couple of defenders or 3 defenders there that aren't working, and you've brought in backup for them, even though he's on loan, what's your options? Do you carry on chipping away with a blunt chisel, or do you use a fresh chisel that you've borrowed and see if it sharpens up the other chisels?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean by that?
No, I do. Yeah, you want someone to come in and that basically.
Yeah.
He's an.
Do you bring in fresh blood that's like just on loan? Look,
Oh,
I've
yeah,
borrowed this player, and
he's
look
an
what he
outsider
can
coming
do
in.
compared to what
Exactly
you
that.
lot are doing.
He's an outsider coming in and that, and also maybe, like you said, he could.
Look at the
cheer up.
effect that Lingard had on us.
True.
I mean, he was instrumental enough getting to Europe. We know that. We acknowledge that. We appreciate it. But he was also very instrumental enough staying in Europe, even though he weren't there no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because his input gave everybody around him the desire to put in those kind of performances again and again. We ain't got nobody like that. We should have had that in Paqueta. We didn't. We didn't get. He was the one that was supposed to be the one that replaced Lingard, if you remember rightly.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
He took on his shirt number. He took on the 11 shirt first of all, didn't he?
All right. Good evening to Michael Bleasy saying, even Tony and Budgie and the crew.
Even Michael.
Clive Dunn would say, we're doomed. Doomed, I tell you. That was the Scottish fella. It was the Scottish fella. What was his name? It wasn't Clive, was it? It was a Scottish
Mackay. No, not Mackay.
What was he called? Jesus, man.
Yeah, no, it weren't Clive Dunn, was it? Yeah, no, I know who you mean. Yeah, it was.
Good evening, anyway, Michael.
But a good analogy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying Colin Fernandez as well. You think it would work? The other two, I agree, but the Fernandez, I think Fernandez just got to find his feet. Big up to the assembled. Good evening to yourself, and even everyone. I hope you're doing well. The assembled.
Evening assembled.
Yes, Fraser. Yes, that's it. That's his name, wasn't it? Yes, Fraser was the Scottish fella. That's it. Thank you, usual.
Fraser. Yeah,
that's his name. Yeah. Don't tell him your name, Pike. Usual, any odds on us winning 3 games all year at the LS? Oh, that would be interesting to see what usual comes up with. He said you could probably find it. Better going in the better shop and asking, he's saying. Good evening to Damien as well. My 11 versus Everton. Ariella, Wambazaka, Tadebo, Kilman, Diouf, Fernandez, Magassa, Paqueta, Bowen, Somerville, and Souček up front. Interesting choice.
Right. Okay. Well, Damien, thanks for joining us, first of all. I like that 11 with 2 exceptions. And the Souček up front, I'm not so keen on. I think that's what Callum Wilson is there for. Wilson, thank you. Yeah. I think that's what he's there for, and we should be using him. Regardless of what the rumours are, he should be there in the starting 11 right now. And I'm not so sure about Tadebo either. I think if you're going to play Kilman, I think we should give Igor a go with him. Simple as that. He's the only player I'd put Igor in with.
Because interestingly, someone was saying last night, I think, about, considering with the back four, the mess that's going on there, would you put Souček as a centre back?
Well, that's another good shout. Would you? He could do the job, definitely. He could do the job because he's not particularly a fast running player, but he's mobile. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, he could do the job. He's a big lad. He knows what it means to defend. He's always been a good defender. Even when he's not had great games, he's defended reasonably well. So when he could, yeah, I mean, are you trying to fit a square peg into a round hole?
Yeah. I think,
I mean, I do get the theory of it, and I understand the theory of it, and I agree with the theory of it. But the practicality of it is he's not a central defender, and therefore he will make blunders and mistakes that will be costly because that's not his usual job. He will want to break forward, and he'll leave us exposed. You know, it's his natural instinct. It's his natural position.
Yeah.
Is a kind of a number 6, isn't it? You know,
there is that, but I think he's a bit more. I'm hoping he's a bit more professional with that because if you look at it, he can't be any worse than the two we've got there currently.
absolutely right. Absolutely.
I mean, people in the chat as well, and I'll ask you as well, Budge. Have we heard anything about Mavropanos? Is it serious? Is he out for a while, or is it only short term?
I think last night somebody mentioned that it could be 4 to 8 weeks if it's serious. He was undergoing a scan, I believe it was.
Yeah,
last night.
Yeah.
And if the scan, you know, depending on the scan, it could be sort of between 2 to 8 weeks. It might have been, depending on severity of the injury. We don't really know anything. Really, I haven't seen anything of late today at all.
Yeah, hopefully people in the chat can let us know on that. I mean, Damien's saying here, Nuno is the only one who deserves criticism for the Brentford game. Players were set up to foul. Yeah, I mean, some interesting choice with the form, you know, with the team he selected, and of course where he played certain people. And as we said, when it comes to Marshall being given a chance instead of Wilson, I think that's another one as well. So Damien's not wrong what he's saying there, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that Wilson, as we mentioned, not only is he experienced and, you know, he's kind of prolific. I think you could call him prolific, actually. He's as prolific as any other striker has been in recent years, anyway, in the Premier League. I think, you know, with that in mind, to not use him is suicidal, isn't
it? Yeah.
You know?
I think, you know, because in certain games, he would, you know, even if he only lasted 40, 50, 60 minutes kind of thing, I think you would try and do something at least.
I think you might get a couple of goals out of him if he was to start.
Yeah.
I think he'd orchestrate that midfield behind him really well. Because let's not be, you know, under any delusions here. He is a captain without an armband because of the experience he's got and, you know, the ability that he has and, you know, the mouth that he has got. We all know he's got a bit of a mouth on him. And he's like a captain in waiting, you know. And he will orchestrate that team around him. If he goes out there to start, he might not have the armband on, but I reckon, you know, you'll see him guiding people where he wants them and where he wants the ball delivered.
His experience. I mean, I was just thinking about
of course.
At the Forest game, they're just showing rest in peace, Harley Pierce.
Oh.
Stuart Pearce's son.
Oh, no, what the hell?
Did you hear about it?
No.
It was announced on Monday when he was doing the game, funny enough. His son, 21, got killed while driving a tractor. And his job. So yeah, he got killed 21. So there's nice touch there from Forest doing that.
Yeah, it's really sad to hear. Stuart, if you see or hear this, our commiserations, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Antonio's at the game as well, funny enough. Michael Bleed is saying, I'll stick Magassa and Igor in as centre backs versus Leeds, show the others there is competition for places. Great shot, you know, because that's what we need to do. Good evening to Stone Island Geese. I hope you're doing irons.
Evening, Stone Island.
Colin saying, gents, I think we need to sign at least 4 to 5 players, and 2 of them surely have to be centre backs. Yeah, you know, competition. And another striker for me as well. Evening, always saying, usual saying 7-1 for relegation before the season started. I fancy we're favourites now. Words and pictures saying it, and good shout because when you think about it, we was quite fortunate. Brentford's first goal was their 15th attempt on goal. They were unlucky not to score more.
Yeah, well, actually, it was Gonzo said something about, I think his opening line after the game was something like, well, that was a very painful game to watch. So I'm paraphrasing, but I think he said something along the lines of it being very painful to watch. And there was, I can't remember what else it was he said, but it just made me think, and it kind of stopped me cold. And I missed loads of what else he said, so I had to rewind it and watch it again. But yeah, it was kind of like I was just shocked with the whole thing. The whole thing. Oh yeah, that was it. Gonzo said they could have been 4 or 5-0 up at half time.
Yes, yeah. And I said earlier on today, I think if I was a Brentford fan, or even for the coaching point of view, and that I'd probably be peeved that they weren't, because I think they had every opportunity to be there.
Yeah.
Michael's saying here, Nuno will be getting some of his coaching staff in now, so those promoted will be back with the kids. I don't know, because I think he wants to keep a balance. He wants to, bring some of his coaching staff in and keep the West Ham boys with him as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that may not be. Hopefully it's not the case. Usual said, Frog. I've just looked it up. The price for relegation now, we're 1 or 2.
Yeah. So you got to put 2 quid on to win a quid.
Jesus Christ, man! Oh, good. Harry's saying, "Fuck midfield. We need a goal scorer, Budge." Yeah, we know we do that. Wolves are 4-9 for the relegation as well. Usual, and it's only October. Yeah, and it's only October. Brady's collection of love eggs. We get 5 million for those.
Oh God, perish the thought.
Brendan's saying, usual Harry, next May we'll meet up for a relegation party or a get out of jail party.
Yeah.
We'll all be up for that one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll be playing against the likes of Millwall.
Frog saying, hang on, so the bookies reckon we're more likely to drop than Wolves. Wow.
Oh. That's dreadful.
Brendan also saying Wolves will get Strand Larson back, Frog. That might be why they are more optimistic. Yeah, because obviously, we saw that one, didn't we? You boys choose a location now, and I'm thinking Schimmel's place in Luxembourg. Oh, that'd be a shout, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Do a show from there, mate. Do a show from there.
Definitely. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Reeves was saying we're slightly better, but only by 0.25%. Bloody hell. Wolves are favourites, but nothing really in the odds. Jesus. Colin saying, gents, I wish we had Alvarez available right now at the club. Can't get him back, can we? It's a season long. We can't really call him.
Yeah. He would have been good in central defence.
Harry's saying, I could do a London trip talk. Schemmels will have to wait until I've launched my toy business. Sounds, and Austin, sounds like a fair plan. Yeah, you were saying, count me in.
Yeah.
Looking back, we could have McTominay and Slaphead. They look prime. Maradona's there. Yes. Man. Well, they saw they didn't want to come to us, did they? Togs on church under 121 game or something. Got a bad shout. Harry's saying, let's hit a pub near the ground. Let's get Budgie and Total Roast. Anyone from the chat, be quality. Yeah, well, that sounds good to us. You're saying, ask Budgie and Tom, whoever else fancies it. Yeah, we'll be up for that as well, man.
Definitely.
MSTV meet up. Sounds good.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, we'll have to arrange something. We'll put something.
Get
chat going. I'll be there. Anyone and everyone invited. We have a few months to set in stone. We could all keep
could call it. We could call it the annual Your Tube meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the dog running up a little bit.
We'll get the train down. Fuck driving.
Yeah, mate. Oh, I wouldn't drive either.
Brendan saying, we know your van doesn't move and it's on bricks, Frog. Harry saying, Anthony, Fuzzy and Donna be an awesome day. Of course, imagine Donna, Cullen being there and all.
Oh, God. No.
Frog saying, if we all squeeze in here, we'd be put on the register. Oh, bloody hell, Harry saying, especially if GP shows up as well. Colin saying, people telling me Mavro will be out for 6 weeks.
6 weeks, yeah.
Bloody hell.
Okay. There you go.
Frog saying, yeah. Frog saying, Togs now still got the wheels his vehicle, and he avoids Liverpool, Manchester, mate.
Brilliant.
Michael saying, Areola, Diouf, Magassa, Igor, Wampazaka, Potts, Fernandez, Somerville, Paqueta, Bowen, and Wilson. That sounds a bit more.
Yeah, that sounds more kind of how I would set up as well. I mean, like I'd like the idea of Magassa, but he hasn't shown me enough yet in midfield to let me know that he's going to be strong and good enough in defence.
Yeah.
You know, whereas as I just said, Alvarez, if he was still on the firm, I would definitely not think twice about putting him back there because he would be animal back there.
True. Animal. Usual saying, get happy Emirate as well and tell Kieran to start hitchhiking about January time.
And wear your waders.
Frog says, Hammers Football TV relegation party. God dear. Ray says, we are third favourites for the drop at 10 or 11. Bet 365, that is.
Wow.
Jesus. Pepsi says, on the bright side, next season's ticket price will be cheaper and West Ham will be challenging for the league title. Yeah, they're very much in that. And then if that is the case, then I'll have to find 2 other people to co-host for the good, the bad, and the ugly, or we'll have to kind of find something else. And talking about Anthony, here's the better one out the Herberts. Richard, good evening, Richard. How we doing, mate? Hello, Tony and Budgie. Hope you're both doing good. Not bad, mate. Hope you are as well. At least your team's doing better than ours, that's for sure, mate. And just make sure your injury-prone brother is doing okay, because silly sod, breaking ribs and whatnot.
Yeah, taking the piss out of me when I was 12.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Michael says, question, how can Stevenage not be using Orford? Bring him back. At least we'll get game time in the under-21s here. Yeah, so Jesus. There you go. Say positive. Only third favourite for the drop. Woo!
Wow.
Pepsi saying, when West Ham get relegated, all Hammers TV fans head down to Stansted Airport where Tom will fly everyone out of the country. Yeah, I'll pay for a charter plane, mate. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, mate. We'll sneak on the one.
Harry's saying Amsterdam for a long weekend. That'd be messy, that. Very messy, that would be.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
Michael says Magasper is a centre back by trade. He converted to midfield like Rice. There you go. So it's
right. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Michael.
Frog says, Harry, now we're cooking, so to speak. Richard saying on BBC One now, 11 West Ham players from Monday night sat around the bottom of on the table. It's called traitors. Sorry, Tony Budget, how to get it there. The West Ham players were traitors on Monday, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
As it's just turned the hour, let's show this man, because obviously we haven't done one of these for a while. As always, people, Green Street Elites, and we might recognise this particular person.
You're massive, massive. You're massive, massive. Massive.
He's back. He's back.
I'm back.
Yeah, good old Slaven Bilic. And I remember when he came in, because obviously, they were saying about all his credentials and so forth. And of course, they mentioned, because if I remember rightly, he's also a trained solicitor.
Oh, yes. I did forget about that.
So, yeah. So, no wonder they didn't want to sack him too quickly in that, because they know he could have got a few bob out of him. But, yeah, I mean, a very short career with us, unfortunately. He was sold on. And again, I think it was one of those where no kind of sell on contracts like we did with a few of the players back in the day. But he kind of made a mark after a few games for me. And shame we couldn't keep hold of him.
Yeah, I mean, even though it was a short spell with us as a player, he was still kind of well liked and that by the fans, because he showed the heart and desire that we require in a player, especially back then. But then, obviously, he had a second spell with us in a suit rather than in boots, and that was a far more lengthy and actually a more fruitful spell with the club, because I felt we played some really good football under him. I'm not saying we were our best under him, but we played some really good football. We had some incredible players under him as well. None less than Dimitri Payet. I mean, without him at the club, who knows if Dimitri Payet would have come? We don't know. We don't know if he was part of the thing still to deal for Payet. But but we had some really good players. We had 1 or 2 real duds as well, but that happens with every manager.
Well, it's funny you're saying that, because when you think about it, when we sold Payet, we got that like for like player, didn't we, in Snodgrass?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, and completely forgot that we had an equally good player. Maybe not quite as technical as Payet, but we had an equally good midfielder in Lanzini, who happened to get a crushing injury briefly. Well, I say briefly, it was quite a lengthy one, but he was the person that should have filled that shirt. You know what I mean? He should have filled Payet's position because he was good enough to do it. But we got Snodgrass in and kind of pushed Lanzini kind of to the side a little bit, and then he got his injury while he was being a bit part player. So, but we're sidetracking. Slaven Bilic. Now, recently there were rumours about him coming back as manager when, obviously when Graham Potter was flagging. Now, from my understanding is that there were never any approaches from the club, although he had said in his job as a media face, if the job was offered to me, of course I would take it. Now that has been said by him, and from my understanding is it was said about 5 years ago. So I'm not sure it was said this recently. I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't seen anything to back it up or to poo-poo it, But he said in an interview about 4 or 5 years ago, if they asked me to come back, I'd go back, And that was about 4 or 5 years ago, I think, 4 years ago. I think when they were looking to out Pellegrini, I think it was around about that time
Yeah.
or just after, maybe. When David Moyes came in to steady the ship again, before he was offered the permanent job. I know he was given the job permanently when he came back, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Straight away. Yeah.
Mm.
But so it must have been around about that time, because I'm pretty sure it was around about the time we were struggling with our manager, you know. But anyway, listen, he was a great player. Where did he go to from here? From West Ham?
I'm sure it's Everton first, wasn't it?
Everton, yeah, with David Moyes.
Yeah.
Would it have been David Moyes?
Yeah, I think he was still. Yeah, he would have still been in charge at that point.
He probably would have been the younger manager at that point, wouldn't he?
Yeah, because I think they just got him from was it Preston North End, wasn't it? Moyes came from
Preston, yeah. It's quite weird how there is that connection there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it would have been David Moyes.
It's a funny old game.
It is weird.
But yeah, I mean, I did like him and that, and you know, we knew. I think seeing how he was playing, it was only a matter of time. You know, how long we keep older players like that, because unfortunately, we was in that stage where we sold them like nobody's business. But,
absolutely,
you know.
and then we go and buy players in, like Scott Parker, for example, who incidentally was bloody incredible for us. And then we sell him on straight away.
Yeah,
well, not straight away, but you know, it almost felt like it was instant.
Yeah, because I think we mucked him about on the contract, didn't we? I think that's the reason
why
he went.
And he just went, right, I want to go. Yeah, put me in for a transfer.
Yeah,
cool. But yeah, I mean, this club struggles to sign great players and keep them, or sign great players anyway. You know, and when we do sign a great player, they always tend to leave either under a cloud, or you know, there's some kind of skullduggery about the business. You know, I mean, I'm not speaking about the Declan Rice deal, because that was all. The only skullduggery was, you know, day one, Declan saying I'm going nowhere, and then saying it to a young kid, and then day two, signing for Arsenal. That's the only skullduggery that I could really put my finger on.
Well, I did hear something about, just to kind of allude on to that, Budge. I did hear something. Apparently, him and Arteta were talking about 6 months ago, 6 months beforehand, that it all got done.
Really?
Apparently so. Apparently so. So that kind of, if that's not tapping up, well, you know. Richard saying West Ham versus Bristol City next season. Fuck the football. I'll bring the West Country rough cider. We get pickled more than West Ham's defence. I like that idea, Rich. That'd be great for me. I wouldn't have no problems with that.
Fucking West Ham defence pickled.
Well,
regularly every week, for fuck's sake, Richard.
No, the old West Country cider, mate, is not bad at all.
I know.
Area.
Nice, you know, my surname is actually a West Country surname. It's a Cornish name, and so yeah, I've sort of like been down the West Country quite a lot in my lifetime, and the old scrumpy and that can be vicious.
Yeah,
it's vicious. I mean, it's like, you know, the old moonshine out in the mountains in America and stuff. You know, that stuff. Yeah, I mean, you could literally power a fucking Bugatti Veyron with that stuff. You know what I mean?
Because obviously when I was listening to
but this scrumpy stuff, mate, if you ain't got an ulcer before you've drunk it, you're a walking ulcer after you've had a few times. It's fatal stuff. I've got to stay away from it, but when I go down there, it's fucking hard to. You can't stop yourself.
Where you drive along?
Especially when they say, "Oh yeah, but this is tearing apple and there's lumps in it." You go, "Oh, go on then, give us a couple."
That's the thing, man. Because when you're driving down one of the country roads and that, there was, you know, you pull into this place, that one over there. They're 10 a penny. They are 10 a penny.
Yeah, and you're pulling any old lay-boy on any old road to have a pee, and you look across the other side of the road, and there's a little sign there saying "Scrumpy, Scrumpy for sale." And you go, "Yeah, I'll have some of that."
Oh,
You know what I
right.
mean? You go up the door and you knock on the door, and she says, "Oh, you just had a pee across the road, have you, love?" "Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah." That's what
Brilliant.
happened to me about 5 years ago. Hilarious. Go on.
Would you say like Bilic, good hard defender and a wind up too. No characters left in the game no more nowadays. Yeah, to protect things. Good evening, Terence. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming in. Evening, gentlemen. By the way, Budgie, I enjoyed the banter. Sorry, great show, Budgie. I enjoyed the banter. Yeah, we said that. I said it to him as well earlier on. Looking forward to this sale with an equal smile. This show with an equal smile. Thank you very much, Terence.
Cheers, Terence. Thanks, mate.
Frog said, asking Rich, how's Ant's Rod Hole impressions superb.
And fucked his arm up.
Mate, if we meet up with this lot, as we're gonna plan on that. Jesus Christ Almighty!
We're gonna have to pay security and everything.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Love it.
Harry saying Port have equalised. Michael saying the same thing, 1-1 in that. But I've seen what's happened as well. Colin saying if we had Bilic at the club now, he would be the captain for me. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think so too. But then when you realise that when he was at the club, am I right in saying that Lucas Neal was captain?
He was around at that. Was he? Yeah, it might have been him.
I think it was him. It was either him or Winston Reid, because it was Winston Reid directly directly after. Oh no, it wasn't. Winston Reid wasn't captain. He was only vice captain, wasn't he? He was vice captain to Lucas Neal and to Mark Noble.
So would it have been? Yeah, I'm trying to think of that. Would it have been Noble?
I can't remember who was in between Lucas Neal and Noble. That's the question. Who did he take the armband off? Noble. Anyway, Anyway, and as you said earlier as well, that Slaven Bilic's spell as a player West Ham was short-lived. What was it? A season and a half?
Yeah, about that, wasn't it? Weren't long.
Yeah.
When you think
January to the following August, sort of thing, like the following year, not in the same year.
Yeah.
Yes, it was Everton. I remember now. It was Everton. He went to. Yeah, because if I remember rightly, he was one of the players that scored against us.
Yes.
On his return.
Just in the Forest game, yes, Porto did equalise. So the camera, and you see Marinakis already writing out Sean Dyche's P45, and then apparently VAR checked it, and it was offside, and it got chalked off. So it's still 1-0 at the moment.
He's actually finished writing it out. He just hasn't signed it yet. Then.
Yeah, probably one of those kind of figure, So Sean Dyche can drink that bottle of water now with a bit of confidence.
Yeah. Bless him.
Frank's Frog, Palace are 1-0 down as well. Yeah, offside. Harry saying the same here, Everton. Thank you very much for that as well. Frog says, around about that time we were struggling with our manager. Fuck me, harder to recall times when we haven't. It's true. It's true. That's definitely the West Ham way, as I say.
Yeah.
Mark was saying, we pay over the top and then sell cheap. The only players we have made profit on under Sullivan has been Kudos. Don't include Rice in that. He was owned Chrome via Chelsea. This is the thing. I mean, the funny part about it, you're saying about the players we've signed and sold on. When I was there, Ronnie Gow spotted a lot of the youngsters, and he as he said, we made millions out of players. The problem was for me, we did it with Carrick. I think we did it with obviously Pyatt. We've done it with Slaven and that. No selling clauses. with most of these players that we sold on, which we sold for a fair profit,
Yeah.
We never got anything out of them. We never got anything out of them at all.
Hang on, mate. Kieran's just there.
Yeah, we heard people saying in the chat and that he's got his hiking boots on, he's got his waders, he's got his armbands, and he's sailed across the old ocean. That full of sharks, frogs, the whole lot. More than
Shit, I've done a lot.
G'day, sir.
I've just got out of fucking bed. G'day. Boys, how are we?
We're all
Yeah,
good, mate.
just got our beds done, all of that. Poor old crocodile Devane,
Yeah, anyway. What's happening?
Well,
Not much.
the people in the chat were saying about us getting together, kind of thing, and they were saying that you'll have to get your hiking boots on. That's why I kind of was alluded to.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, it's a fairly long walk, boys, I can tell you, especially in this heat. Because, as I said to Budgie yesterday, it's warming up, mate, about 35 degrees yesterday.
Wow.
I'm sweating like Prince Andrew, mate. That's what's going on here.
Yeah, they reckon if you start hitchhiking in January, you should be able to get here by August.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, isn't it?
Fuck it, it's hard enough taking a plane.
I know.
Richard's saying, yeah, Budge, yeah, true, the scrumpy Budgie. Fucking love you, though. I love it, he's saying.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, beautiful stuff.
Harry's reliving memories. He got a blowy in Mevagesi Harbour in '91. That's West Country. Dear, look, yeah. Brendan said, "Memoirs of a Monk" is a book I'd read. Usual saying, "Keep drinking that scrumpy. You'll finish up looking like that bloke from the Goonies."
Yeah,
I can't beat it. I can you that bit of scrumpy. It's gorgeous.
We were saying that earlier. We were saying that.
Yeah.
When I was out in Slovakia and that, they do their own moonshine stuff and that. Fucking hell. I mean, if it tipped over and spilt on the table and that, I'd feel it strip the varnish off there and then. It was bad.
But that's that moonshine stuff's fucking nasty. Nasty stuff. Nip out to the garage and get a boot of moonshine. Need some fuel for the car? Grab a bit of moonshine.
Yeah, everyone's nearly every country's got their version of it, haven't they? Like, in Ireland, it's Pachin.
Yes,
is Ireland moonshine. But everyone seems to have it, mate. Wherever you go in the world, mate, someone works out a way to brew alcohol to the utmost.
Yeah.
What's the other stuff? Absinthe, isn't it? That's the other one.
Absinthe. God, that's fucking lethal.
That was lethal as well, wasn't it? Richard said if Dean Ashlew was captain, then they'd put the armband on me. He'd freaked out, thought he was having his blood pressure taken. Fucking hell, really. Oh man. Yeah, Kieran, we were saying about obviously the game on Monday and looking at the shower that we saw in front of us.
Unbelievable, wasn't it? Unbelievable, Tony. I said to Budgie last night, I've never finished a game where I felt so deflated and so worried, thinking, fucking hell, man, I don't think this can be fixed. That's how I felt. And I had, when the announcement, I knew, I went, right, this is where it starts. Come on. It gave me a little bit of hope that he'll be able to sort this out. And then when I saw what he actually picked as the team, I'm going, oh my God, this geezer must be a magician. And he knows something that I don't. And after 45 minutes, you realise, no, it's just a big cock up. And then it just didn't get any better. I just couldn't. I was really deflated. I really thought we'd start here, even if it was a draw. Even if we'd lost 1-0 unluckily, but a great performance. It wasn't any of that. It was just horrible.
We just didn't even turn up.
I think we'd still be out there now and we wouldn't score.
No. And that was the one thing. So we were never, ever going to score. It didn't matter. How many changes he'd made more. It doesn't matter who he'd put on. We're never going to score the way we were like that, in that game.
Yeah.
No.
And I hate. It's very rare you feel like that with West Ham. You always think we can get a goal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
and so not to use one of the most prolific strikers in the last 5 years.
Yeah. another
You know?
choice he made. I just, I think he better get better.
I mean, honestly though, Kieran, Callum Wilson scores everywhere he goes. No matter what colour shirt he's wearing, no matter who he's up against, he'll score goals. And he's choosing not to use him. And like we said last night, is there anything deeper in it? You said you didn't believe that, you know, this pay as you play, don't use him because they can't afford to pay him.
No, it's too simplistic to do that and blame it on Sullivan. Right? It's too simplistic. I don't. It's like Ward-Prowse. He's really just went to Ward-Prowse. We might as well fuck off. Right? I'm not a fan of Ward-Prowse, but he would have been better in that midfield, you know, against Brentford. He would have been better than what we had. Irvine, Suchek. Honestly, I can't believe it. If he thought he had a goal scorer there that could win him games, there's no way any manager doesn't play him. I just don't think he wants him, overrates him, or I don't know. But you might see different Friday night. You might see Wilson take to the pitch because he's run out of ideas, or you know everything else he's tried hasn't worked. Paqueta up there hasn't worked. Bowen doesn't.
Or
so
he midget might run into Nuno's office and scream at him, saying, "Use him. You know what I mean?" Who knows?
That idiot. He don't know what he's watching.
I think it's like Kieran. Someone said.
I don't know.
One of the other channels. Is it the case of if the rumour's true? Wilson's on this pay-as-you-play thing, and I was just thinking as well on that. Is it the case of part of the contract is if he scores, he gets extra on top? So is that as another?
Yeah, he would.
You know,
I'd say so. I just don't think a manager like Nuno would buy into it. I don't play him because we've got to pay him a load of money. What was the point of bringing him here then? If that's the case. Yeah. I don't think Nuno would sign on to that. Otherwise, that's another player out of the squad, isn't it? Wilson's out. Ward-Prowse is out. Tadibo might as well be out. I'll tell you that now. You might as well fucking get rid of him. Put him in the under-21s. Our squad is getting smaller and smaller if you start doing that. It can't be. We need it to get bigger. Yeah. We need to get to that points average of a point a game. I've been saying it, banging on for a bit with it. But that's where you need to be. 38 points keeps you up this year. So I want to get to January being at that about a point a game, and then buy at least 3 players from the centre half to the midfield to the striker, through the spine, and strengthen up and get the points we need 10 wins. That's the truth. Or out of 30 games, we need 10 wins. And a couple of draws here and there will get to this 38 points, and I think that'd be plenty to stay up. Well, I don't know about plenty. That might be different this year, but I still think it'll be enough a point a game. We're nowhere near that at the moment. We're nowhere near.
That's aspect. That's the thing, because we need to, as Budgie already alluded to, and I think you said it last night as well. If we don't see anything coming up towards Christmas time, then that's it.
Yeah, that's because I looked at the fixture, Tony. I just glimpsed them one. We had these 4 fixtures leading up to the next international break. And I thought this is where we could pick up 7 points, get to that 1 point a game. Yeah. But the fixtures after that international break are fucking horrendous. They're hard. I mean, really hard. And I'm going, shit, if we get these 4 games without getting these points, wow, we could go a long time not winning. Yeah. So it's scary.
You should put the odds up. I think he's saying, like, for relegation, I think was it 1 to 2? I said
1 to 2 for us to go down. Oh, fucking ridiculous. Harry's put in the chat further down that there's a 40k bonus, a goal bonus for Wilson.
I thought there might be.
It is the rumour. That is the rumour. Right. So
that's the rumour.
Yeah. So that could be. It might not be that, I've got to pay him 5k to go out on the pitch. If he scores that, that's 120k out of his pocket.
Well, if he goes, I don't. Look, I think all strikers are on a bonus of some kind for scoring goals. Do you remember that season that was it Noble let Antonio take that penalty? Because it got him to the 10th goal, which meant it was a £50,000 bonus for getting 10 goals in the season.
Yeah, that's a good shirt.
But
That's a good shirt.
£40,000 a goal will be cheap rather than getting relegated if it saves your ass.
Well, for Sullivan, that's
Well,
like
yeah.
40 quid out of his pocket, isn't it? Really, that amount. For sure, kind of thing. Just
Yeah.
answering Richard's question here. As the Devon derby going tonight, Exeter versus Plymouth. Plenty of Devon red side to be drank down there tonight. Exeter winning 2-0 there, Rich. So they're Plymouth ain't got exactly a long journey away from them, but yeah, losing 2-0.
Yeah, but that is a derby with as much spice about it as like Palace, Brighton, West Ham, Millwall. Yeah, it's got quite a lot of spice about it down there in the old
Very true.
West Country.
Everyone's saying good morning to Kieran.
Morning, Cole.
Oi, morning, cobblers.
Oi, was that Froggy? Is that Froggy changed his name?
No, we were saying this because for some reason YouTube's doing all this today. I mean, like Budgie put a comment in, and it's come up with Trill.
Yeah, Trill 1701.
Yeah, I mean, like
Weird.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
But he's
weird.
Tom Linsky. Is that Froggy though?
That's Froggy.
Yeah, that's Frog. Yeah.
All right.
Michael, please. Morning, Kieran. You on Beaver Watch later with the warm weather?
Yeah, it's too warm. Michael, it's too hot to be looking at beavers, mate.
We just said, Ant won't be allowed to meet up with you lot. The only time his missus lets him out is to take the recycling out.
and then the lid of the recycling bin's going to attack him anyway.
Usual say, see, look, this is usual suspects. So, look, in Russia, it's called antifreeze. He's saying the old moonshine.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Terence says, Budgie, I once thought I'd had a vision drinking scrumpy, one of bliss and beauty. Then I woke up next to Aaron's bub.
Oh, God.
Frogs will have to do a load of pre-rolls. Don't drink, boring git, apparently. Oh, yeah, so there's one, yeah. 40k rumour bonus is the rumour. Yeah.
The rumour.
None of it makes
sense.
Yeah. The fixtures we must win started last week. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it did. That was my point. I think that game was the one to get 3 points on board and kick on. And it was completely the opposite. We looked worse. We looked worse in that game than we have done under Potter. And that's what scared me, I think. I didn't think we could get worse.
No, I agree on that. Terence is saying, was chatting with another hammer, and to be honest, my prediction was we'd only get 28 points this season. He's praying that he's wrong on that one.
Oh, God, Terence. Yeah, mate. 28 points. Wouldn't that be embarrassing?
Yeah.
But keep playing like we did the other night. That's on the cards.
Jesus.
Fuck it up.
Forest have got another penalty. Yeah, he will be creaming if they score. Yeah, I've just seen it was definitely a kick out, and they're just waiting to take the penalty.
He's doing a watch along.
Yeah, he's doing a watch along for the game. He's been doing quite a few lately, as always, but yeah, definitely doing this one. The Sean Dyche effect. Yeah, Marinakis is there, got the old cigarette light under the paper now, burning that P45. He's all right now. Kieran, what do you make of tomorrow's game with Leeds? Or today for you, isn't it? In certain respects, new enough.
Well, it not really, because it is tonight. Today, as in Friday, but it will be tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I might have to get up for it. It's hard to get up for that shit, isn't it? But it's tough. Place to go, man. You know, Leeds, it's bouncing. Leeds don't fuck about, man. That's a good little ground to get it rocking, and they do. Don't rate them, going forward. They're a decent side. I like that boy Stack in the middle. Been watching him. He's a good player. That was a good signing. But Calvert, you can just see Calvert-Lewin getting on the header, can't you, and scoring. And he's fucking shit. He's shit. But he's got to score a header, isn't it? That's worth a bet for the boys who like to have a bet. Have Calvert-Lewin getting on the end of one. But it's a tough place to go, man. I wanted to beat Brentford, go to Leeds, get a point. That was, I've got a plan.
Yeah.
But My plan's been thrown out the window, Gator. But that would have been nice, wouldn't it? If we went to Leeds now, if we'd won that game, that's great. 4 points in these 2 games. Now it's like, oh, God, we need to win this. And that's what Leeds are thinking. Leeds are thinking, shit, they are crap. We need to win this. And their tails will be up because of that when they've seen what we've been doing lately. And they can imagine the balls they're going to pump into that box after watching Brentford.
It's where the one thing we're shocking at. I mean, funny enough, we had a Leeds guy come in at the beginning of the show, and he was saying, like, if we lose against them, then that puts them 11 points away from us. So that just sums it all up.
That's huge already, isn't it? That's huge.
Absolutely.
For a promoted team. And Sunderland as well are well away from us at the moment.
Yeah.
So there's 2 of them doing all right. And so we can't afford. It is like every game we play these teams, the bottom 8 teams, is like a 6-pointer every time. And here we go. Fucking hell, Leeds will be really up for this. They'll want these points.
Porto?
Yeah, Porto.
Is that Porto for us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They're too low.
Yeah. It's what they needed. They needed the win. I mean, the funny thing you're saying about that, Kieran, with them 2 teams, both of them clubs have seen new owners coming.
Yeah.
So
and they've got a good deal. I mean, I think Leeds, if they can survive this year, I think they'll go forward because you've got what they're part of the 49ers or whatever it is own them now.
Yeah, something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's something to do with the 49ers in America, and they've got the fucking Red Bull, cracking sponsor they've got. That's good money, isn't it? Yeah. So I think they'll kick on eventually. All they're lacking is, I think they play decent football. I think they're a half-decent team. Up front, they're lacking goals. But they're playing us, so they should be right. And you see that?
And you've been to Ellen Road, haven't you, Kieran?
Yeah, my favourite game of all time, I think. That was the semi-final replay. The semi-final replay in 1980 FA Cup. That was when we won midweek.
It wasn't against Leeds then.
What, mate?
It weren't against Leeds then.
Oh, someone just started a grinder over there. I can't hear a fucking thing.
I was going to say,
Jesus, fuck.
Early bird? Jesus, man.
I know. Fucking cheeky bastard. No one's allowed to do that until 7 o'clock in the morning here, and it's 7:15. I'll have to call the fucking council. Get him sorted. Bastard.
No, I was
but yeah,
saying,
it was. Sorry.
Yeah, it weren't against Leeds then.
No, it weren't. It was against Everton in the semi-final replay. When it to extra time.
I actually,
Devonshire scored.
The went to Ellen Road was actually when we played Leeds up there. And I was saying earlier on.
I couldn't remember. I must have been there to watch us against them. I can't remember that game, but I can only remember that semi-final because, Frank Martini scored the winner. But it was just so emotional and so brilliant. And I remember the mate, really amazing. There was someone in our chat. Well, we did talk about this, and I talked about the train I got home to London broke down, and we were stuck on the track for 4 hours that night. Didn't get back till 6 o'clock in the morning. And someone in our chat said, "Yeah, I was on the same train," which is amazing, isn't it? 45 years later, there's 2 of us here that was on the same train. When you think about that,
that's super.
Crazy. And but we've actually spoken about old games before, and people have said to us, we were at that game. Me and my dad, or me and my brothers were at that game.
Yeah.
It's nice when the shared memories and stuff. But
it is, especially when it was an epic sort of game, which that semi-final replay was.
Yeah, I missed out on that replay, and I also missed out on the 2 FA Cup final wins as well. And lost in 2006.
Yeah, when we went to Wembley that 1980, at Wembley, what is just such a great day for the fans, and it was standing then, and we were standing. It was meant, and we're playing Arsenal, right? We We're a second division club. And to come away with a win, I didn't think it'd be the last time we'd see it for, till now. But I thought we'd be winning FA Cups every few years after that. But,
Funny that deja vu, Kieran. We said that 2 years ago, didn't we? We thought we'd be kicking on from that one.
Yeah.
True enough. Yeah.
And to be fair, you witnessed Trevor Brookings' only ever headed goal for West Ham United.
True.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got more than one, but fucking hell, that one will do me.
West Ham,
That's the most memorable one, anyway.
I think he got a couple for England, but not for West Ham. I'm pretty sure that's the only headed goal.
A couple of back of his head, I think. Yes, Harry, we'll be doing watch along tomorrow night as well for the for my sins for the West Ham game. Got to do something anyway. Colin said, I think I'll give us a chance I think they have some players out at Leeds with illness and injuries. That might make a difference. We're doing it. This is the thing. This is what we do, Kieran. If the game's going shite, we talk about cartoons, films, you name it.
I don't blame you, mate. I give all the credit in the world to anyone that does a West Ham watch along at the moment. I used to give a lot of credit for old Charlie Walshdale when he used to do it for Hammersmith. Because, Jesus, some of the games, how can you even show any interest in that, wanting to smash the telly up? I think it's brilliant. Yeah, you've got to find something else to talk about, haven't you?
Exactly. Absolutely. Frog saying, about Stack. He said, Stack is great. Went a bit quiet after the Untouchables until Airplane, though. When Frank fell over and scored the fucking winning goal. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that was the one, man. What the fuck he was doing there, I'll never know. But thank fuck he was.
Terence says, totally agree with you about Leeds. The power of their sponsors, their management. If they get their front line sorted next season, they'll definitely be a force. And the interesting thing I said to earlier as well, though, Kieran, when you think of it, Daniel Farker was on the verge of being booted out.
Yeah,
and they kept faith with him, so it just shows it can happen. But
they did the same with Bielsa a few years, 3 or 4 years ago, didn't they? They showed the same kind of faith in Bielsa when they were in the Championship, and when he came up, they gave him 18 months up in the Premier League.
It's like anything, isn't it?
3 consecutive defeats by us, and also. I think there was another team that beat them consecutive 3 times in a row, home, away, and home again. And we were one of the teams that did that to them. And I think that was the end of Bielsa's reign after that. But they do show faith in their managers a lot more than some other clubs do.
Go on, Kieran. Go on.
I think it's just a matter. Look, this is where we're left behind as a club, right? This is where we're left behind as a club. We've had many years now in the Premier League to build, to get all your ducks in a row and become a proper organised club. Yeah. Now, this is what really pisses me off. Brighton have done it. They're organised. They don't matter what manager's in. They've got all the infrastructure behind the club to survive and become an established Premier League club, as of Bournemouth, as of Brentford. Fucking, who are these teams? They're nothing compared to West Ham. We should be 10 times bigger than these teams. And Leeds are an example of that, and Sunderland, who got into trouble by bad management years ago, got relegated and have been missing for fucking most of the last quarter of a century, right? As Sunderland have. Big names in the old First Division. All of them gone. Leicester now, look at them, how they've gone from winning the Premier League. Fucking, it can happen to any club. Yeah. And I always give them credit, all the B teams, the Brighton, Bournemouth, and Brentford, because they're organised. And if it gets bad, they'll sort it. You'd have confidence them sorting it out. You have none in West Ham set up. None. We bring in a director of football, then we fucking sack him. We bring in Macaulay for a minute, then we fucking sack him. We bring in managers all over the place who are out of work, and then we sack them. There's nothing. And it has to start from the top. These Bournemouth and Brighton's, but they're not brilliant teams. But you could say they are established Premier League clubs now because of their the setup. We haven't got that, and it doesn't matter who you bring in as that manager now. Look at the bad recruitment because we keep. You have a go, Sully. Who do you fancy bringing in? Potter. What? Give us a name. Oh, Lopetegui. Yeah. Oh, you'll have Kilman. 40 million. Yeah, no worries. Fucking hell. Brady, did you fancy a go at this signing a player? Fuck's sake. It's crazy. We don't deserve to be in the Premier League with that kind of fucking bullshit. We don't.
This is, I mean, of all the clubs you're saying now, I think Brighton is the model you've got to kind of base yourself on how they run. Tony Bloom's got it spot on. You know,
absolutely.
Once they get, got rid of Potter, they got in De Zerbi, so they improved on Potter. Got rid of De Zerbi, and they brought in Hassan something.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
And he's better. So they've improved every time they've taken somewhere on. And like you say, with Bournemouth, Iriola at the moment, and that what he's done there as well as a manager.
How did they do it? How are we so bad and they're so good?
Yeah, but we
These are small
knew
clubs.
that Iriola was going to improve them, didn't we? Yeah. We
I
knew
know. Look, nearly all these managers that have come to Brighton, Bournemouth, and Brentford, I've never fucking heard of them.
Brentford, not Brentwood.
Yeah. So, yeah, Brentford. I say Brentford. I'm back in Essex, huh? I'm back in Essex on the piss.
Yeah, Brentford. Brentford.
Right, I've got fucking Alzheimer's. Give me a fucking break.
Sorry, mate, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Mad cow's disease, mate.
Because I mean,
anyway, fucking Brentwood are better than us.
That's true as well. I mean, I've banged on about ages ago when it was going from Lopetegui to Potter. I think I would have jumped in for Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank would have snapped him up with no doubt whatsoever.
He probably would have come at that time as well.
Absolutely.
He probably would have done.
No.
He might have done, but we would have never played for him.
Instead of Lopetegui, if we'd have approached him, ready for the beginning of the next season, knowing that Moyes was going, if we'd have approached Thomas Frank, I think he would have come. Knowing,
mate, we only had a season. We only had a season to decide and get a manager. Weren't long enough. We needed 5 years to sort the fucking manager. That's what all year we could have fucking got someone lined up, could we? All fucking year, but no.
Yeah, and it could have been Thomas Frank or
could have been, mate.
Yeah.
Iriola could have been.
Exactly.
Oh.
Michael Blees sums it up here. Look, we're an analog club in the digital age. That's
yeah. It's a good. I heard that saying the other day, mate. Yeah, good saying it is, isn't it? That's where we are. We're still stuck in the past.
Yeah, look, Frog saying, problem is Sullivan thinks wax cylinders are the way forward. Jesus. Harry said, what do you expect? An old brass and a dildo salesman in charge?
Yeah. What do we expect, actually, when you think about it?
And of course, he said Alzheimer's for good old Kieran. Terence says, would you accept relegation as long as Arsenal win sod all, or is that just me wanting to see disappointment on my son's face? Love him. Still waiting on the DNA test. Oh, blooming dwarf. And that's Aaron. Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what would you take? Would you take relegation as long as Arsenal win bugger all, basically?
No, mate, I don't give a shit what Arsenal win. I think Arsenal will win the league this year. That doesn't bother me. I was getting relegated or not going to stop that. Only Liverpool and Man City can stop that. But I think Arsenal look solid enough, especially defensively, to win the league. I think, and I think they'll probably will go on and win it. Unless City have one of their runs where they win 20 games on the trot, which they've done in the past. But so I just don't want to get relegated.
Also dependent upon, Arteta not having a hiccup in his tactical brilliance, because he's been pretty good so far this season with his tactics and stuff. So let's just.
I think it's early days.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't have that hiccup that I mentioned, then there's a good chance. But I think he's the weak link at Arsenal. myself.
No, I don't think so. I think he's done well. I don't think he is. I think the way he's strengthened this season, it makes sense. I'm not sure about that Gyökeres up front yet, but I think they've got enough goal scorers around their midfield and their wingers to score goals as well. You know what I mean? And I like the boy they brought in the midfield there, Arsenal. Fucking name gone out of my head now. Really think he's good.
Zubimendi.
Yeah,
Zubimendi.
I like him, mate. I think he's a great buy. I think he's underrated. What a good buy that is. And they get Rice, hardly ever gets injured. They've got a good, solid defence if they can stop the injuries.
Wasn't that Zubimendi a target for Man City as well?
Don't know, mate.
I'm
sure he's. I'm sure if he'd gone to Arsenal, a few clubs would have been looking at him. So
yeah,
just think that.
See, the thing is, when the players are saying Nick here, and I think that's more down to this Berger than it is than Arteta. Because when you look at him and was it Edu, who's now obviously at Forest, some of the players they brought in and that were not exactly great kind of thing. But this Berger seems to know his stuff. But as you said, as Budgie said, the problem with Arteta, we get to that point, Christmas time and that, and then it all goes south. And at the moment,
it has
City,
before,
Haaland's is scoring goals for fun at the moment, and as you said, we've got them coming up in 3 or 4 games' time, haven't we, as well? So that's
See, I always think as well that I think Chelsea are going to play a part in this winning the league, because they're not going to win it. They're not going to win it, but I think every team that goes and plays Chelsea will be shit scared, and they could take points off of Arsenal, City, and Liverpool. That makes a difference. I've got a funny feeling that they might have a say.
And again, Chelsea have built a squad of players that are very difficult to pronounce their names, and they've cost lots.
And you just don't know who they are. There's so many of them.
And you never know who they're going to pick. You know, they got like a team sheet of about 193,000. But the thing is though, with Chelsea, they have spent a lot of money, and they've spent quite a lot of money on individuals as well. But they are proving to be worthy of the money being spent. Some of them.
They fielded a team last night. I'd say it's probably sort of a B team, but a lot of it was. And no player was over the 24 years of age. Not one. And there's about 3 or 4 teenagers. Fucking hell, man! Can you see that in the future? If they, and I'd say that's their squad players, really. Yeah. Imagine they could be a force in a couple of years' time when all these players come to fruition. Fuck me, they're going to be.
Yeah. Is Palmer still injured? Was he playing or was he still injured, Palmer?
Yeah, he weren't playing now.
No, he's still injured.
He's still got to come back, hasn't he? So that just shows you what they've got.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, look. Don't get me wrong here when I say this, but I think that far too many people put too much emphasis on Palmer. He's a very good player, but he's nothing without good players around him. You know?
Yeah, he's got fuck all on Andy Irvine, mate. Tell you.
But you know, I mean. It's all well and good. I mean, look, we've had players like that ourselves that have been exceptional players, but without decent players around them, they can only do so much for so long.
True.
Dimitri
I've got a lot of decent players.
The example again, you know, like that game against Middlesbrough when he went, right, you lot ain't doing fuck all. I'm going to have to do this all myself.
True.
And he went, danced through the whole of the defence. What was it, about 6 players taken on it, and you know, a couple of players were twice, and then scores that goal, right? And we haven't got a player that does that at the moment. We haven't got a player that takes the game by the scruff of the neck.
We haven't got a player that can head the ball.
No, exactly.
We haven't got a defender that can head the ball.
Just let you know now, and that they're erecting the statue outside the Forest Stadium there for Sean Dyche. He's got his first win. He's got
his first win to the club, and it's in Europe.
Exactly, that's exactly it. So Marinakis happy man and that.
Look, Marinakis should have known, guys. When he signed Big Ange, he ain't winning nothing till his second season, mate. He's told them all before, but he had to be patient, and he didn't want to be patient.
Yeah, exactly.
Big Ange would have turned it round, mate. He would have turned it round. They would have won a trophy next year.
Here you go, Kieran. Here's West Ham's management procurement procedure. 1, we're in the shit. Who's available this week? Number 2, cross fingers and hope for the best.
That sums it up, doesn't it?
It does, that's for sure. Good evening to Michael Chelsea as well. Evening, Tottenham Budgie. And big up yourself, Kieran. How's everything going, fella?
Good, mate. All good. Mate, I'm just doing a tea, Coach. Just doing a tea, mate.
You enjoy you stir that up. Frog says, "Oh yeah, Michael, hope you're all good with you on your side of the Pennines, mate." And he's obviously saying hello to them as well. Good lad. He's also saying though his money's still on Man City for the league this season. Going under the radar suits them very well.
Jesus, are you stirring that or fucking grilling for oil?
Got to stir it up, guys. A fucking hell.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, I forget about these earpods now that I put in that it picks up everything. Before I used to be able to go in there. I go in and do whatever I like.
I say, you know why he's doing that, Budgie, and that? He wants to beat the bloke with the angle grinder next door. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's it. Let's sort him out. Get rid of him.
Dear.
At least I think the birdies are a bit quiet this morning. They weren't at fucking 5:30, mind you. You woke me up.
Can you going up now? Michael Chelsea said West Ham need to hunt in Cape Canaveral to find some good players. Dear. Yeah, probably right here, Frog. We need a fucking magician, not a manager.
Well, we had Potter. That didn't work.
Yeah.
He didn't have a wand. Someone nicked his wand.
And yet, he's now Sweden's manager.
Yeah.
I know. I think that's only isn't that a 4-game deal, like to try and get him qualified? Because I watched one of the Sweden games in that international, but they were absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
That's with Isaac. Isaac up front. I hope that turns out to be the worst fight ever. I really do.
Yeah, he's got to get them to qualify, isn't he? If he gets them to qualify, then he stays on longer.
Yeah. Well, unlucky. That's just a 4-game thing.
Take that he's got to use to, I suppose. But, we'll go from there and that. The problem is, though, like anything else, if we don't start seeing these wins and that, I mean, what happens next? That's the question, the biggest question.
Exactly. There is, if we start losing and you can see by Christmas we're fucked. There's nothing to change. There's pointless. Whether Nuno would stay next year in the Championship, that's another question. But there's nothing to change. You can't sack him and think you're going to bring in another manager that's going to do any different. You're not. Yeah. The damage was done with all our recruitments, and I've done this on our show many times.
If we did that, we'd have
I've named all these players that we bought. It's unbelievable.
If we do that, we will have signed more managers in this calendar year than we have players.
Yeah, be up there, Budgie, wouldn't it? Fuck it, the hell, man. The manager isn't the problem now. The problem is them. It's the whole structure of West Ham. We need a proper director of football. We need a geezer who can recruit properly. I mean, the Kilman one has always done my head in. 40 million for him because what is it? Lopetegui wanted him. Are you fucking mental? How is he worth? He ain't worth 10. He's not worth 5. Tadibo, another disaster. 75 million on 2 centre halves, and they can't head a ball, and they're just terrible, slow as fuck.
Well, that was an option to buy, wasn't it? I mean, why did we go for an option to buy? But that's the thing.
Yeah, why did you agree to that? Who's doing these fucking deals?
I think it was because of the amount of minutes that we'd allowed him to play in the previous season. the option.
I don't think it was, Budge. I think it was an option to buy, an obligation to buy, not an obligation.
Yeah, obligation. That's right. Yeah, it's an obligation.
No, it was an obligation to buy. We had to buy him, even though we thought he was shit. I always thought he was injured from the minute we picked him up.
We triggered it by playing him the amount of minutes we did play him for.
I don't know if it was. But
no, it was an obligation.
Maybe.
It was an obligation.
Well, it was an obligation from the outset.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
All they did was delay the payment, because of the PSR till next season.
Right,
and you thought, okay, 35 million, this boy must be good. Juventus wanted him. Fuck it, I bet Juventus don't fucking want him now. And look at him.
Yeah.
He's fucking dog shit.
You can hear him saying we dodged the bullet on that one. That's for sure.
Yeah, paid a fortune.
But you're right, mate. I mean, the thing was, looking at Monday, I mean, obviously, the other thing we were saying, Kieran, were the amount of white seats you saw around the ground. And we knew that, obviously, what they had done, they'd kind of reduce the prices and move people around in the stadium and make it look good. And then it put the camera on fucking Sullivan and his son. And they're just sitting there. Like,
mate, we feet up on the glass. Going,
mate, couldn't give a monkeys. That's our owner. That is our owner.
If I talk to him, I couldn't tell you whether he did monkeys or not. Right? It's like if I talk to him, I'd figure it out in 5 minutes. My problem with them is not it's not whether they give a monkeys or not. It's whether they're competent, and they're not. And they've proven that over the years. They're so incompetent of running a club. They're so bad at it.
Yeah.
And they got lucky here and there. They got lucky with Moyes in that first stint in the COVID time. We got lucky to get into Europe so that competition never existed. And we won it, and so we should win it. Every Premier League team should fucking win that. I just, that's it. That's all they've got. They've got lucky, but they are incompetent. The worst incompetence. And I always relate us to Newcastle because I think they were going the same way with Ashley. He didn't really give a fuck. He was Sports Direct. That's all. His advert at fucking Newcastle was all he wanted. Spent as little as he could. Kept him in it. He did keep the books well though, but they were going nowhere and doing nothing under him. And now look at them now. Great to be a Newcastle fan. Trophy on board last year.
Yeah.
Europe. They're doing great. But that's what it takes. The only trouble is Ashley, like him or hate him, he sold Newcastle for 350 million. That's a reasonable fucking price for a Premier League club that's, a one city club, but own ground, everything's in place. That's a reasonable buy, 350 million. These idiots, we got nothing. They want 800 billion, whatever. Pick a number in their head, but we're worth nothing.
Well, funny enough, Pepsi is an Arsenal fan. He put in the thing earlier. Forbes were apparently number 18 of valuable asset was 1.125 billion.
What was?
In Forbes.
Our value of assets and stuff came up at 1.125 billion pounds.
What assets are they then?
That's what I said. That's a whole value.
Yeah.
I don't see any.
Some of the players. That's probably accounting for all of the academy contracts, etc.
Players are worth about 50 quid. No, they've got a bit to go after that. Fucking hell, man.
I know.
But you can only laugh. You can only laugh, can't you?
And this is the thing, isn't it, Kieran? We said the Frog saying, who's going to notice Sweden not having any success? Very true. Good evening to Mark as well. He said, hey, Tony, Budgie and Kieran, what do you make of the Callum Wilson situation? Those last 3 games for crying for an impact sub, and he's coming in.
Well, actually, Mark, good evening. We did discuss this a little earlier when we were talking about the abomination that was happening on Monday night. And we've all came to the similar conclusion that Callum Wilson should be getting used because he is a goal scorer. And we are lacking a goal scorer. So what the hell's going on? None of us really know what's going on. There are lots of rumours, lots of stuff.
I can understand. Say Nuno didn't play and bring him on as sub there. He threw Callum Marshall. I thought was pointless, but I don't think it mattered. What we could have had fucking Haaland up there. There was no ball going up there, so it wouldn't have mattered who would put up front for that last 25 minutes. We were doing nothing. There's no service coming to the striker, whoever you had up.
True.
Right, but that's. I think he has to start Callum Wilson against Leeds. Has to.
Got no choice.
Yeah, he has to. Even if you get an hour out of him, put him on. See what he can do. Got to be done, mate.
I think Michael's just taken the blowy from down West Country from Harry here with you need an excess taunt, given the devil is still there with his blanket, Mr. Skin. Luke Sullivan. Hello, got a motorbike going there. Good evening, Mandy. Great comment here for that. When you buy a goalie, when you desperately need a striker, shows how bad.
Yeah. I think that sums it up. A keeper and another one with two defenders in front of him who can't head the ball and he can't fucking punch or fucking catch it. And I went, gee, that works out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, what the news yesterday was, mate, old Nuno did get his goalkeeping coach in, didn't he? Barrios?
Yeah.
His name is. He's come to the club. So whether it could be good for Hermansen and he comes good later on in the day, who knows? But our problems ain't really. I think Fabianski, Areola, Hermansen, keepers, they're not all the greatest, but I don't think it's an issue at the moment. The two centre-halves are who you play there. Now, whether this, you could drop Magassa in there because, he did do his time as centre-half. Mm-hmm. Nobody knows. That's just another Hail Mary, isn't it? Right, let's go in and see if they can do it.
I mean, the thing is, the way things are going, I mean, we might as well be sponsored by bloody Temu. You know what I mean? Yeah, and we might as well call ourselves West Temu United.
Jesus.
It's like,
but we're paying big money. We're not paying cheap. We're paying big money for Kilmans and Tadibos and the Mansons. 15 million for that boy is a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we're not, but it's fucking seeing the players and knowing that they're not that great. They're not worth that money.
This is the thing, isn't it? I mean, look, Michael's alluded to this one as well. Look, you need 20 points by January or you're relegated. At the moment, we need 4 points just to catch up with our goal difference.
God.
Mandy says we bought Guilherme when Fulkrug, we could have got Duran for 55 million. And even then, he undernard over that as well, didn't he? When they said we want 60 million. Oh, it's 57. No, we want 60 million.
Yeah.
57. Well, there's no business.
There's no.
Wilson Page go to save our season. Laugh out loud, she's saying. Saying, in any other industry, this level of consistent incompetence would suggest sabotage.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? You're trying to ruin this company or you're trying to ruin this club because they just keep doing it.
This is the thing, mate. I mean, we've lost our identity, haven't we? Completely gone. Don't recognise what it is at certain points. Good evening, Adam. That's our Job TV. And if you haven't already, people haven't, please go over to his channel and give it a like and subscribe.
Adam.
And he's saying, good evening, chaps. Happy to come on for a few minutes. So, Budge, I will have to be dropping off soon. So if you want to carry on and finish off the show.
I'm going to have to go myself soon, mate, because I'm up early in the morning as well.
So, Adam, we were going to be, sorry, mate, if you come in a little bit earlier, just the fact of, because I'm doing shift work, I've got to be up.
And we've been going for 2 hours and a bit, so, yeah.
You've been a bit shifty, are you, Tony?
I am now. I've gone back to shift work, believe it or not, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. It's a promotion, don't get me wrong. Work, literally work 151 days of the year, so that's not bad in that respects. But other than that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my old man does shift work at Falls fucking for about 27 years. 1 week nights, 1 week days. Weird.
Yeah, 2 days, 2 nights.
All right.
More relied on Antonio makes our system effective. True. Mark saying Wilson won't play to save money, not the season, in my opinion. True. and everyone's saying hello to him.
Yeah.
Tom. Terence saying Sullivan thinks he's our director of football. Loppy was given a load of crap. They were not all these signings. Our season over before it began. And Lopetegui was the worst mistake I think we ever made. Oh, mind you, there's Pellegrini as well. So
Pellegrini, yeah, throw him in there.
Jesus. Abraham Grant.
Oh,
And,
God, man, we're so good at him. We're so good at it.
What I would give to have Abraham Grant right now. Sorry, go on.
and the short-lived Lou Macari.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another beauty.
Based on the only thing was that could come out that was old Ludic McCloskey, I think. Frog saying based on false declarations, probably rebranding as West Hammers would get us noticed. West Hammers. Dear. Richard Anthony is saying, even though everyone is well, come in your own. Sorry to say, no way, Richard. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate that. Rich West Ham is saying, thank you. See, look again, because this is where Rich is happening to everyone. It's not just you, mate. YouTube's just kind of putting different names in.
Well, yeah, it's basically putting in, like your email name for your name on YouTube. You know, when you sign into YouTube.
Yeah,
There'll be some reason.
Terry said, I think we should reinstate Noble and put him on the pitch. He may not do much, but at least we'll have direction and a leader on the pitch and to get our players' heads out their bums.
Yeah. We have lost complete control on the pitch in a way of a captain since Declan Rice went. You know, Noble retired, Declan Rice left. Who took over? Curtis Zuma. Okay, he was a decent enough captain in some degrees, but he weren't a true leader, not like Nobes was, not like Declan was. I mean, I even thought Declan was half the captain that Noble was, you know, but we lack leadership in that respect. And it doesn't have to be the man wearing the armband. Do you know what I mean?
You build a team with a spine, basically. We haven't got that.
Yeah. We used to have that in like Ogbonna and Dawson and Fabianski. I mean, look how vocal Fabianski used to get at times, you know. And then, you know, in the middle it would be either Noble or Rice or whatever. And even if either of those two weren't available and didn't play, you know, he would play, say, like Souček, who was doing the job anyway, you know, as captain of Czech Republic, you know, and his previous club. So, you know, he kind of stepped up and, you know, we had that kind of captaincy type structure all the way through, with the exception of, you know, up front. But
I always found, Geezer, the best teams I played in, right, especially here when I played on the Gold Coast, was it was split into three. Even in training and in on the pitch, you had the back four, which I was a part of. We had basically a captain of the back four. The midfield, there was a guy in there that was the leader in the midfield, and then you had the two or three strikers. You'd have that and everyone took pride in us in keeping clean sheets. The midfield of creating and scoring or getting assists, and then obviously the strikers not banging them in. Everyone was splitting up. It was like three teams in the team, and it works. Because, you know, if none of the midfield, if we fucked up and we let a goal in, it's not the midfielder moaning about it, it's us, ourselves. Come on. I don't see that at West Ham's back four. No. Don't see it out of any of them. One of them taking fucking control of it and say, come on, boys, we've got to do fucking better than this.
There's no leaders, Kieran. There's no leaders. As you said.
None. I don't think there's any leaders.
When I did my Sunday team, when I came back, because I left obviously to go West Ham. When I came back, I'd have brought a load of new players in because I had the old boys had left, and a lot of them were black players. And also one of the white guys come up to me one day and he says, "Tone, why are they arguing? I mean, who's arguing?" He goes, "The boys over there." I said, "No, you've got to open your ear holes. You've got to listen to what they're actually saying." I said, "They're all winners. you know, and also they're competitive, and also they know that if someone falls, then they've got to let everyone know. So as I said, it's their way of getting everyone G'd up.
Yep.
Ain't the case of the criticising. It's positive criticism, don't get me wrong, but it's in a way of G'ing each other and say that's the standard we expect of ourselves. Like
Exactly. Exactly that.
We haven't got that in West Ham. We haven't got that at all.
We haven't. No.
Before we finish,
and
just wrap up.
Losing people like Creswell and that didn't help.
Chriswell, Antonio, and someone else they said were the ones that kind of got the team going. Now they've all gone. There's no voice. That's the thing.
No.
Let me just get these comments and we will be wrapping up. Rich says, I used to do free shift at Ford. Stays now. Bloody hell. I mean, Rich, if you've been past the plant, there ain't much left of it now, is there?
No.
Day, was it 52,000 people working there at one point?
Oh, every fucker worked there, do they? Every fucker. I say, my old man got the gold watch after 25 years.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my striker, he actually worked at the plant, and he built the back axle for his Ford Fiesta SI. I remember them. He was quite proud of that moment. Very proud of that. Not to worry, guys. Got to get your sleep time. I have, Michael. Got to look ugly all the times. You know, it's perfection doing that. That's brilliant, mate. Rich West Ham on your show last night, Budgie. That's Richard Anthony 123 is Rich West Ham. There you go.
Right.
Yeah, it's rich, isn't it? Yeah.
Mind you, Sullivan does look like Dracula, Michael Chelsea's saying. Harry said the biggest loss in recent years was Ballon Dawson. I think we can all agree on that one.
It was a big loss. It was, mate.
Good night to Colin. He's saying good night to you, wonderful gentlemen. Tony, Budgie, Kieran. Always a pleasure joining you, and God bless you.
Hey, Carl.
Catch up with you next time, gentlemen. Colin, as always, absolute pleasure.
Cheers, Colin.
Frog says, Michael, that wanker looked like a bit part on Saturday Night Fever against Brentford.
With the sparkly jacket.
Yeah, what was that about? Sparkly.
Weird.
Jeez.
It done Gonzo's head in, mate. He couldn't fucking believe it. That annoyed him more than anything. He had a sparkly jacket.
Yeah, he went on about that, didn't he, on that show?
Yeah. I didn't even notice it till he mentioned it, but there you go.
If anyone knew he was going to wear that, they would have all bought laser pens and shot off his jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All he needed above him was a disco ball.
Well, maybe that's what Sullivan was spin himself around.
No, just the light. He was the disco ball.
Colin's there saying good night to all you wonderful ladies and gentlemen in the chat. It's a pleasure joining you all night. God bless and catch up next time. Yeah, Terence is also saying good night as well. Great show, appreciated it. Thank you, Terence, as always. And that is it. So, Kieran, absolute pleasure having you back on the show, and that always great when you're here as well. And,
thanks for asking me, Tony boy.
No, one of many as always. You know that.
Nice one, Kieran.
And of course, with Budgie, the noted one for tonight.
The noted one this week. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You noted one here. I wish that fucker in the boardroom could write notes. We are shit. What do I do?
He does. But
how's that for a fucking note?
He does it in cryptic messages, so no one understands fucking what he's writing. That's what he does. For those that staying in the chat, I will be doing the watch along for tomorrow night for my sins. So come and join us for that. Hopefully, we get something out of it. But, as always, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Yeah, thank you very much for that, Rich, as well. Have a good one, guys. Up the Chelsea, Michael Chelsea saying. Harry says, cheers, gentlemen. Much love. See you tomorrow for a surprise 3 points. Love that. We can get it. And Frog says, thanks, Tony, Budgie, and Kieran. Golden as usual. Thank you very much. And as we sign off, as always, the last thing we can always do, we still do it regardless. Come on, you Lions.
I'm struggling.